Hi, this is Rad from ML Sportscars. In this video I'm going to do a driving review of the 911 Turbo 997. This is a Gen 1.5, but it applies to Gen 1s too, and also to a certain extent Generation 2 997s. I'm going to talk about why these cars are so special and how they make you feel behind the wheel. But first of all, I'm going to talk about some of the styling things and technology in this car. So this car's a 2009 997 Gen 1.5 Turbo. It's a car I've currently got for sale, and it's finished in basalt black, which is a absolutely stunning colour, especially when the sun's out. It's got a gold glitter to it. These cars look absolutely fantastic. That huge wide body there, it's 4.4 centimetres wider than a narrow body 911. The big spoiler that comes up at speed around 70 miles an hour also looks stunning, and then it has the forged diamond cut alloy wheels. These are the turbo, they're called the 19-inch turbo ones, Mark 1s, and some other models also had them in sort of celebration of the 911 Turbo. This is a Carrera 4S, that's also got them. Just look at it inside. So this one's got some really nice special options like carbon fibre door entry guards, but as standard they came with Bose, so that's the bigger sound system with the subwoofer behind the rear seats. This one's got the carbon fibre steering wheel, which is optional. The Gen 1.5s have the updated PCM, so all of this section here is black satin rather than grey, and it has an updated sat-nav system with Bluetooth built in, which the Gen 1s didn't come with. It's a 5-speed Tiptronic, and I'll talk about that on the drive. It's got the uprated sport seats, so they're 18-way fully electric sport seat with the bolsters that go in and out. It has Sport Chrono Package Plus, which is standard on these cars, as is the tilt and slide sunroof. It has tyre pressure monitoring as well. It has the big turbo brakes, which are red calipers, 6-pot system there. Bi-xenon headlights, daylight running lights in that lower section there. There's a lovely turbo insignia on the dials there, as well as obviously on the door entry guards. Really lovely car, this one. All turbos are very special. And then I'll show you the real powerhouse, which is a 3.6 litre flat 6 Metzger engine, and it has variable turbine geometry. So that means the vanes in the turbos, the angle of attack changes to make the boost more linear in its delivery. And the engine is tucked in basically in that section there. Absolutely stunning engine. When you see it out of a car, you can hardly believe that engine would fit in one of these, because it is a big engine with the gearbox as well, everything attached. Fantastic car and absolute rocket ship on the roads. So I'm going to take it for a drive now, and yeah, enjoy the insights. Well, I'm here in the driver's seat of the 911 Turbo. With this being a 997 Gen 1.5, it still has the 3.6 Metzger engine, the twin turbo with the variable vane turbo technology turbos, which are phenomenal when they're spooling up. It's got a very linear boost when it comes on song. I'm not going to do that yet because it's not up to temperature. I wait for with the 911s you get five instrument dials. The left one has the oil temperature, which is the crucial one to make sure that the oil temperature is fully up to temperature, or at least off the bottom, which is in the UK it's at 60 degrees Celsius. Obviously it will be a Fahrenheit in some other regions of the world. So you wait for that to be up to temperature. It is actually just under 90 now, so it is actually now up to temperature. It's taken about 5 miles of driving to get it up to that temperature before you can really, that's what you want to wait until before you really start pushing a car like this. Very complex mechanicals, and you want to be sympathetic to them needing the right lubrication. The gearbox also performs a lot better. This has the 5-speed Tiptronic, which was the only box available with the Gen 1.5 turbo and the Gen 1 and the Gen 1. It's the only gearbox other than the manual that was mated to the Metzger engine. So if you're looking at one with a PDK, it's a Gen 2, which are great turbos as well, but they have a completely different engine block. It's a direct fuel injection engine block. This is the one that has that historical link with the Le Mans GT1 racers. It shares the same block with the 993 turbo and 996 turbo. It was just modified for water cooling in the 996 era and then carried forward in the 997. Now what I love about these cars, and I think what makes them so special, is the 997 era is that perfect size. It's not much bigger than a 993 dimensions wise on the outside. Has the same, in my opinion, the same classic styling, but it has modern technology. So it has the Gen 1.5 in particular. It has full Bluetooth connectivity with your phone. It has a touchscreen sat-nav system which can be updated up to, I think, 2016, 2018. But with some extra bits, you can actually make it so it plays your audio through Waze. You can even get a new motherboard for these now, which enables them to have full CarPlay while keeping the original head unit, which is what I love. How this came out of the factory was perfect for me. I don't think you need to mess around with things to make it better in terms of styling, in terms of tech, anything. It's just sublime. It's got 473 horsepower, which is powered through the four-wheel drive system, and it means it will do 0 to 60 with the Tiptronic box, which is slightly quicker than the manual. It will do 0 to 60 in around 3.7 seconds, which I think by modern standards is very, very decent for a supercar. Yes, I know there are cars now that are quicker, but you've got to bear in mind this car, the underpinnings of it were designed back in 2005 and it was released in 2006. So a huge amount of respect for this car is required because of that power. But on the other hand, it handles so well that you don't ever feel in danger of, when you put your foot down, it's going to shoot off the road like some of the earlier turbos might have felt like that. It will direct between 5 and 40% of the torque to the front wheels, depending on whether it detects there's slippage at the back. But with those super wide rear wheels, it's not going to be very often that it needs to divert too much power to the front unless it's a rainy or particularly slippy or cold day. This car's great because it handles all conditions. It is an all-year, all-weather car. It is a super reliable car as well. You can just get in it, start it up and drive. You don't have to worry about something's gone out of adjustment with the engine. And I do believe that they are undervalued at the moment. I do think that this is the best era of supercar. It's not overly complex in terms of having too much technology, too much nannying aids. Yes, it has traction control, it has ABS, it has airbags everywhere, but it doesn't have too many things that are trying to, like rear wheel steering and all of that stuff. It's simple and effective at doing the job of being the ultimate supercar. Yes, you can have one that's slightly quicker but is a hell of a lot more complex, but this one I think is the perfect balance of everything. It has the practicality of 4 seats, a big boot at the front, and it has a 64 litre tank. It will do, if you don't push the turbos too much, it will probably do 350 miles to a tank. It will average sort of 25 to 28 miles to gallon. It will go higher than that obviously on a motorway or something where you're not really using the turbos. The crucial thing is that this car adapts to how you drive as well, so it detects how aggressively you're putting the throttle down. It will then change the mapping of the gearbox. I mean, this gearbox is quite outdated now in terms of you can have 7-speed double clutch, 8-speed, even 9-speed, 10 speeds, but this 5-speed Tiptronic, yes, it isn't a double clutch system, it hasn't got a super fast change, but it doesn't need it in this car. This car has got so much torque and is so responsive with the variable vane turbos that it doesn't feel sluggish, and you can put it in full manual mode if you want to, but I don't think you need to really. It's that good at knowing how you drive, and if you work around it, it's a very rewarding drive. And it has a dual personality, so you can be super involved keeping the car in the boost range, or you can just sit back, relax, have a great time, open the sunroof. So all of these cars come with a sunroof unless it was taken off the options. They came fully spec with everything: Bose, Sport Chrono Package Plus, switchable sport suspension, tyre pressure monitoring, cruise control in most cases. This one's got a few other extra options like the carbon fibre steering wheel, and it has the carbon fibre door entry guards and the amazing 18-way hardback sport seats, which have bolsters that go in and out, so you can adjust exactly how wide and how much they pull you in. It's just such a phenomenal acceleration in this car. I'll just shut the sunroof. There we go, I've just got it on tilt now. It's a tilt and slide sunroof, so it's the best of both worlds. You can let a little bit of air in when you need it, and it just closes at the touch of a button. Just everything just works. They're incredibly well engineered, just like the whole Porsche range. You can, I mean, someone said to me a few weeks ago that Porsches exceed all your expectations when you actually start taking them apart, because they can actually go back together again. You take a piece of interior off because, say, you need a new window regulator or something, everything clips back into place, provided you're not overly aggressive pulling stuff off and breaking stuff. Everything clips back together. Everything's screwed together nicely. You can buy all the parts, and there are a few other cars out there of this era that you can say that is true now. Parts get discontinued in other manufacturers, they just don't care. Whereas Porsche really do care about making these cars last a lifetime. And that's another reason why I've personally fallen in love with the brand of Porsche. Is it's not just how they look, how they drive, and the image, and also the dream of owning one since I was like 3 years old, and I saw my first one outside a nightclub in Mallorca. For me, it's about that engineering, that lifetime usage. You can update parts that have come to the end of their life, and the car will still run. Everything is fixable, as my mechanic says. It's just the perfect companion for life. And I do find that if you get the right car, why would you want to trade up to the latest and greatest 911 Turbo? You could get one of these, and they're not hugely expensive at the moment compared to other things out there, and you could have it for life. You could pass it down to your children. You could do what you like with it. You could go across Europe in it. I mean, the amount of how you can make this a part of your life, not just going for a Saturday drive, but taking it to shows, meeting other Porsche owners, going on trips, and not feeling like it's compromised in any way. And that is the real beauty of the 911 Turbo for me. And I think that's where I'm going to leave this very short video on why I think the 911 Turbo is so special. Please do subscribe to my channel if you like this video, and thank you for watching. Now I'm going to do some driving without talking.
just because this car is just so beautiful.